everybody, this is Diane here with Diane, and this is the card we're going to make this week. It's a double Dutch fold card and it sits like that. How gorgeous does that look? And I love these little cows, they're so gorgeous. And it just flips open so you can write on the inside, and your little flaps lay flat for you to put in your envelope. So we're going to use this Love What You Do set to make these cow patches and these little flowers on the inside here, and the It's a Beautiful Day stamp for the inside. And then the pièce de résistance is the Over the Moon, which is so gorgeous. I love it. Oops, the light's shining on it, sorry. And we're going to use this cow here and Cows It Going, which is so cute. Cows It Going. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that's our card, and as I say, it's just gorgeous and it is so easy to make. So let me show you what pieces of card we need to do this with. Pop this out of the way. Move that so I can read. Okay, so we're going to need 2 pieces of card for our main card, and they are 4 1/8 by 10 inches and 2 1/8 by 8 3/8. And then you need a piece of black, in this case because I'm doing it in black and white, which measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and a piece of white to go on top of that that measures 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. And then for our top flap, which is this part here around the edge, not this top bit here, this bit here. Okay, so you need a 3 7/8 by 3 7/8 square and a 3 5/8 by 3 5/8 square. Then we're going to need 4 squares that measure 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and 4 more squares that measure 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. And then for our top flap, this bit here, we're going to need another piece that measures 4 1/8 by 2 3/4 and 3 7/8 by 2 3/8, or if you have the layering circles, that is the second size and the third size of the circles. Rectangles. Where do I get circles from? Rectangles. So, and that's the stitch rectangles. So it's the second size and the third size in the stitch rectangles. Okay, so let's move all these other bits out of the way, and we will start by scoring our card. There's not a lot of scoring, but it's just a bit of a strange score, really. Oops, don't knock my ink pad on the ground. Okay, let me turn the page so I know what the score lines are. I can't remember. On the main piece of card, we are going to score this at, where my score tool is, at 5 7/8. 5 7/8. That looks wrong. I don't think I've cut this. I haven't cut this. Oh dear. Give me 2 seconds, I'll go and cut this to the right length first. Hang on. Okay, back again. Right, now we can score it at 5 7/8. And that looks better because it should be a short piece on the outside. So 5 7/8. Okay, and then on the other piece of the card, which I'll just double check that that's the right length, which was 8 3/8. Yes, we are going to score this at 2 1/8, and then we're going to turn it all the way around, and we're going to score it at 2 1/8 again. Oops, went off a bit there. Okay, that's all our scoring done. Let's move that out of the way now that we've already made one boo-boo for the day. And we're going to just fold and burnish these, making sure that these line up beautifully on either side here. We don't want them hanging on funny. So let's fold and burnish those and do them nice and tightly. And again on the other side. And now these should match in the middle too. So make sure that they do match in the middle. That's it. Because we don't want them overlapping at all. So if it's a little bit out, just ease one side over so that it matches up nicely in the middle. And then we're going to fold our other piece, and that's all our card pieces now folded. So we're going to build this card. Now some people build it this way. I prefer to build mine on top because I find that for me this then gets covered, this line here. If you've got it on this side, that means you've got to put something on the back to cover it up or it looks yucky. So I put it on the inside, but it's personal preference. So using some snail, we're going to butt this up against that bottom edge. And for me it's easier to do it this way. I find it easier just to fold them that way a tiny bit so that I can use that as a guide as well. I've got it in the right spot. Okie dokie, and that's then going to look like that. Let's make sure that's down nice and tight. And we've virtually got the shape of our card now, which is like this. Okay, so I hope that you understand what we've done there. So okay, let's pop them out the way for the moment along with that piece, and we're going to bring in all our white pieces of card, which is the insert, the front flap, and our 4 squares. Okay, and we're going to stamp our cow patches, which I've, as I said to you, they were done with these 2 pieces out of this set, which is Love What You Do. I feel like I'm out of the picture a bit today. Sorry if I am. Okay, so those 2 pieces there. So we're going to stamp around the edge of our insert. So I've got a piece of scrap paper there, and we're going to stamp our cow patches all around the edge. Oops, my pad's a bit juicy, I just re-inked it. We don't want it right in the middle because we want to be able to write, so that looks like ink patches to me. So that's that done. I've done that there, but that's going to be covered up anyway. This one we're going to do all over, so let's move this over a tiny bit. Let's move this stamp pad over here where it's easier for me. I don't know why it's easier for me to do it on that side, but it just is. Oops, that one didn't come out real well, so we can always do it over the top because then it will just make them more irregular shaped one. Because my ink pad's so juicy today, again that didn't come out real well. Never mind, we will fix it. And my pad's getting really yucky around the edge, that's why I'm getting ink everywhere too. That's the front done. Now we just need to do our 4 pieces of, and I've got ink all over my fingers, so And as cow patches are all nilly-willy in shape, you know, they're not like symmetrical all over in one spot or anything like that. These are going to be the same. Okay, that's all our ink spots done, cow spots done, whatever you want to call them. Now, while we've got our piece of this here, we're going to stamp, you know, in the black still, we're going to stamp our flowers, which I will stamp right over the top of my blurch, that way we won't see them. And our It's a Beautiful Day. Stamp. That looks good. And then we're going to stamp on our other piece of white. We might as well do our stamping for that at the same time. I'll turn that over so I don't get it yucky. And make sure my finger's all nice and clean. We're going to stamp as cow here. And the one stamp I did forget to get out, just let me do that for a second, is a little bit of grass. So I'll put this on this stamp here. Hang on. So we're going to put some little bits of grass along the edge here. And then we're going to just stamp cows at going. Excuse me if my head's in the picture. And that's all our stamping done. Okay, let's put the lid on that black before I get any more on my fingers, otherwise you know what I'm like, I get it everywhere. So we're going to then, the only bit of colouring in is this bit, so we will assemble the card before we do this, okay? So we're going to assemble, oh, we've got our little red flowers here, which I'm going to do with my blender pens, which is Dark Lovely lipstick. So we'll just pop a bit of colour on those. Doesn't that look just gorgeous? Just gives it a little bit of colour on a mainly black and white card. There we go. That looks just beautiful. Alright, so let's assemble this card. So we're going to put some glue on the back of this. Let's bring this back in again so we don't get glue everywhere. And we'll glue all our bits together. Which doesn't take that long to do. We've had some really terrible stormy weather here of late, but I hope the weather is now breaking. It is springtime after all, so it'll be nice to have some nice spring weather, some warm weather. I'm so over this cold weather. It has been a very cold and wet winter here in Australia, or in South Australia anyway. Okay, so there's all our pieces stuck together. Now we're going to stick them to our card. So we're going to start by putting our insert in, and once again we're just going to glue him into the position on the inside of the card as we would normally do on a card. And then with our squares we're going to put one either side on the inside. And as I say, because there's no right or wrong way with these, it's good. They can go any way you like. And we're going to turn it over and we're going to do our other two squares here as well. Oops. That's those done. Alright, and then the only other bit is our flap at the top here. And we're going to put a bit on that one there as well, like so. Now gorgeous does that look. There we go, we've virtually got our card now. So let's pop that out of the way for a moment and we will work on our cow. So we're going to use our blender pens here to do this cow, and we're going to use our black dark, basic black dark one for his patches. I'll just pop this under here. And the end of his tail. And his head here. Okay, and we're going to use the Granny Apple Green in the dark for the tufts of grass. And then we're just going to fill in around the grass to the bottom of his feet. Just anyhow. And we're going to use the light one for the leaves on his flower that he's holding. And we're going to use, let's pop them out the way, the light basic black, get the right end, for his hooves. And his nostrils. And I forgot to bring over my petal pink. So we're going to use the Daffodil Delight for his boots. And the middle of his flower. I did that in the dark. And then the lipstick, lovely lipstick in the for the flowers. Okay, just bear with me 2 seconds while I just get my petal pink. Petal pink, here we go. And I'm just going to put that around his nose, like on his snout. And on his ears here. So how cute does he look now? How cute, really, honestly. And then we're going to just glue him onto this one. Oops, we're pulling that back so I can glue him onto here. We're going to glue him on flat. So that he sits nice and flat on there. And then we're going to put some foam pads on the back of him. So we're only going to put them, making sure that it's at the top, we're only going to put them halfway. So, whoops, no more than halfway. And you know me, I don't like things to be saggy, so too much is never enough. Okie dokie. And then we're going to just glue this onto the front of this. Now the best bet is to see where you want it. For me, I like it about an inch up from the bottom. So it's about I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or something. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 3/4 of an inch from the top and an inch from the bottom of the card. So, and then we're just going to pop a bit of Winker Stella on top of the flowers, just to make him really, and then on his ears and his boots, and then on the flowers on the inside too. Give a bit of sparkle to it. And that's our card. Oh gosh, no, that must have been still a bit damp. That's our card. How gorgeous does that look? So he will sit on there like so. Can you see that? Yep. Alright, so that's how he sits. That's our prototype. Well, it wasn't my prototype, but that's my other card. I hope you've enjoyed it. He's got yellow boots and he's got orange boots, but other than that, they look the same. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing this card being made, and I hope you have a go at it. Don't forget that on the day that this goes live, which I can't remember what date it is, because I've been filming this a couple of weeks in advance because I'm going away on holidays. So, but on my Facebook group, which is Di's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials, you will find the written tutorial for this, and so if you would like a copy of it, please bear with me as I'm away. So if there is anything you need to know, I won't be able to answer you for the week of that I'm away. I'm not sure if this goes live on the Sunday while I'm away. I can't remember. But anyway, doesn't matter. Just bear with me if you need to. If I can't contact you straight away, it's not because I am being rude. It's because I'm away on holiday and I'm going interstate. So I hope that you have a good week, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.